Welcome. It is 10 Minute Talk Show, everybody. It's a talk show that is 10 minutes in length. Just to be clear, I'm your host, Derek Forgey. How's it going? Oh my God. You know how the robots are slowly taking over to eventually become sentient and destroy us all? You know, guys know about that, right? You guys know about that? I can't be the one to tell you this news. Well, I do have some good news in this regard. They haven't quite figured out everything yet. Now, they're getting pretty good at predicting, you know, how you buy things, what you want to buy. You know, like when you're in your email or you're on Facebook and somebody says, who's an overrated band? And you're like, oh my God, the Doors. And then every single ad you see is like, are you going to buy some Doors? You want to buy some Doors? You should buy these Doors. These Doors are on sale. Buy Doors. You know what I'm saying? The commuters are getting a little bit smart, but they're also not quite that smart. Well, I'll give you an example. I'm very happy that the computers haven't figured out me yet, because I got a Groupon in my email, and it was like, just for you, we've catered all this stuff because we know all the things that you like. Buy one of these. And this is what they came up with. Okay, this is based on, I don't know what. Nipple covers, Wu-Tang tickets, knee socks, and a garden hose. This is me, according to the internet. This is what, and it's amazing because basically this is my eulogy. Like you all know me. This is basically, like, how would you describe Derek Forgey? Well, he was really into nipple covers. He was a sexy ginger that had a garden hose. Don't make it dirty. Knee-high socks, and he always talked about Wu-Tang. That's me. Thanks, Groupon, for trying. I tried to... All right, there we go. Hey, so speaking of things that are disconcerting, the environment. Am I right? I'm trying to... This is not an easy segue, I'm going to be honest with you. The good news is I don't think people generally have ever cared more about the environment or about climate change or about doing something about it. And we have somebody here who's doing that exact thing to tell us how we can do a little bit better. Please welcome to the show from Greenpeace, it's Yasmeen, for God's sake. Yasmeen Peer. Yasmeen Peer, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm great.
Do you like when attractive people scream towards you? Is that a fun thing that's fun?
Yeah.
Isn't it great? Welcome. Good to see you. So I'm a longtime supporter of Greenpeace, as you know. I think I'm getting close to my 20-year pin. Is that a thing that happens? Someone around there? So yeah, I love what you guys are doing, and I have tremendous respect. So you're always in the middle of like 1,000 impressive things. What's top priority for you guys right now? What are you working on? What are you most excited about?
Well, I'm the Nature and Food campaigner. It's a new campaign at Greenpeace.
Yeah.
For a long time, we focused on forests and oceans and plastics, and we still do those campaigns, and climate.
Naturally.
But something else that's really impacting our climate is industrial meat production. And it's using up so much land, and it's ravaging our forests, and you can't clean the climate without cleaning up the forest.
That's right.
So you can't, without keeping the forests there. So you can't cut the trees down and, keep the air clean, because the trees basically clean the air. So what we're really focused on in our campaign is trying to get cities all over the world. There's Greenpeace offices all over, and there's campaigns all over to reduce the amount of meat that cities are eating. To promote more vegetables, promote more plant-based proteins.
Right. Well, when we first spoke, we talked about a bunch of different things and back and forth in emails. Say, hey, you should come to the show and talk about what's going on. And they were like, well, there's a climate strike coming up, and there's also a huge forest that's on fire, and we were kind of all over the place of what we should even talk about, because there's so many things that need our attention. So for those out there, and this is a real thing, who have that climate anxiety, which is a real thing. There's a lot of people who are having I have anxiety about how the planet is doing. What can they do? How can they channel that energy into something that's positive?
Well, they can reduce the amount of meat they're eating. They can hashtag less meat, more veg, and check out our campaign.
We got some vegetable enthusiasts over here.
There's a lot of different things that you can do that are on the website. Another thing you can do is stop supporting companies like Burger King, McDonald's, and KFC.
Oh, we just lost all of our sponsors.
They're destroying the forests in Brazil. The reason why those forest fires were happening in Brazil is because they weren't happening by accident. They were actually being set on fire so that the forest could be cleared, so that cattle can be raised there, and so that crops can be grown of soy to feed animals. So it's a really inefficient way to feed people, because you take extra energy to grow crops and then feed those to animals. 90% of all the soy that's grown in the Amazon is going to livestock. Yeah.
So when somebody shows up at the Greenpeace office or sends you an email, sends you a message and says, just please, and they throw themselves at you, that energy, that passion, that caring, where do you send them? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this with our viewers. Where do you send them and what do you tell them to do?
Well, there's lots of different ways you can get involved. If you're here in Toronto and you want to volunteer, we have a really vibrant volunteer program where people get to do all kinds of different actions and activities. Just a few weeks ago, we went and delivered a letter to the CEO of Burger King, because the headquarters is here, and volunteers were participating in that action. But like I said, you can check out Less Meat, More Veg and check out our campaigns and see what we're doing and try to reduce the amount of meat you're eating.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I appreciate it. Yeah, we see they're all in favor. They're all in that. It matters. And also, and Greenpeace.ca is a place they can go to, right? We can go to, so Greenpeace.ca. Greenpeace.org is an even better one to go to. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that so very much. Yeah, people are in favor. Yasmeen, they're loving you. We're loving what you do, and I thank you so very much. We got your back. We got you. All right. So, all right. Hi. Hey. So we do something good on our show, and we also do something fun on our show. Why am I using two microphones? I'm too loud a person to be using two microphones. Our next act is a writer for the Beaverton. She's been all over North America. Please welcome Sara Wren to the stage. Hi, Sara. I got this mic for you. That worked out well.
Wow, I just got back from the States, but I'm so happy to be here. This is my favorite place to perform, born and raised in Toronto. Woo! Yeah, my hometown. You know, New York was great. Hollywood gave me so much, like chlamydia. Comedian's favorite STD, the clap. And you know, when I'm down there and I say I'm Canadian, I hear the same thing every time. They always comment on my accent. They say out, about, everything is elongated with an O-U-T, right? And I'm fine with them making fun of my accent because we're different countries. We do things differently. Like, we put milk in bags and they put kids in cages.
Yeah.
And you know, when I was down there, I actually was 30 minutes away from where a school shooting took place. Ooh. And they have an ongoing gun debate right now. And I have to say, with all these school shootings, at least it's really cutting down on their child obesity rates. It's like if mass consumption and vaping won't kill you, a bullet will. America. You can tell that they probably really liked me down there. Well, I'll lighten the mood up a bit. I'm actually celebrating. It is my 1 month anniversary of being sober. Ooh. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, which is great because I'm also 4 months pregnant. Don't worry, guys. I'm not really pregnant anymore. Healthcare is free in Canada, so. I think one thing that's really great, you know, I talked about kids a lot in the beginning of my set, is that they can do something that none of us got to do before. If they want a day off, they can ask their parents to go to a climate strike. I'm mixed, so like on a daily basis, people ask me, what are you? And they're not trying to be rude, they're just interested about my background. So my mix is I'm actually Jamaican Chinese. Thank you.
Right?
Thanks. You know, I didn't do anything to earn it. I was just born that way, but thank you. I am Chinese on my mom's side, and then I am Jamaican because of all the black men I've slept with. No, guys, my full mix is Jamaican, Chinese, Scottish. That's actually my full mix. And I have like half of my family are gingers. My dad, red hair, blue eyes, the whole thing. Yeah. I have so I have a very, very high chance that my child will be this little white boy, right? Or girl, a little white kid. And everyone's going to see me and they're going to go, oh my God. Look at that Filipino nanny yelling at that poor little white boy. Oh my God. Look at that Filipino nanny breastfeeding that poor little white boy. Anyways, guys, that's my time. I'm Sara Wren. Thank you so much for having me.
One more time from my mom, Sara Wren, everybody. That's the show. Good night. Are you for real? We do it like right on time?
Yeah.